Welcome to selections from Hiram Larew's poetry collections. Hiram's books of poetry include his most recent collection, Ajar 2021, available in audiobook format as well, Undone 2019, Utmost 2016, More Than Anything 2007, and his first published book of poetry, Part of 1999. This video will feature Cliff Bernier on harmonica and Hiram and audiobook producer T.A. Niles reading the selections. We hope this brief journey into the land of Larew's poetry grins your heart and apples your mind. You can dive more deeply into Hiram's poetry at www.hiramlarewpoetry.com and reach out to him at hlarew@gmail.com.
Welcome to this recording of a selection of my poems. I'm Hiram Larew, and I'm very, very pleased to be joined by two friends in this program. T.A. Niles from New Mexico, USA, narrated the audiobook version of my newest collection, Ajar. And Cliff Bernier from Virginia, USA, plays the harmonica wonderfully and is a fine poet as well. I'm so pleased to have both of these friends joining me on this program. And so, with the help of Cliff's harmonica, T.A. and I will be sharing a few poems that I've written over the years. If there's a theme to this reading, it's my love affair, my deep love affair with poetry. So let's get the show started. I hope you enjoy these selected poems. This opening poem first appeared in Voices of Israel, and then in my collection titled Undone. It's all about the amazing opening of a day. It's titled Unction. When the sun sneaks through trees as cream can, when clouds spike out to where calm flows, when every folded creek sings for the first time or forgets that it belongs, when more than even that almost whispers, like how rain lifts the mornings, when such quiet bends towards early roars, when all startings blend and my stories flock, when the sun sneaks under as nothing else does, or the light frays with chatter,
This poem first appeared in Antietam Review, and then in Hiram's first collection, Part of. It's entitled Nervous as Pencils. What's gone by for good waves, and our teeth get worn away. The sudden smell of cleanser as fall comes in turns radios to angels, turns what we wish at windows into broth. Let it just be once. Let branches lead the way. Let them go on ahead, quiet as Davy Crockett's eyes, so that we can almost see what's coming, so that all at once, when fathers turn fragrant as frost, we won't get nervous as pencils. We're lucky to know farmers at heart. Their porch lights can be trusted like harvested stars, and their hands make such sense. We're lucky to risk even once, because whatever we predict, there are always apples waiting. This next poem, A Bad Year for Tomatoes, is a recent creation. A Bad Year for Tomatoes. Such hope there was in eager June, with lush and vines and roots gone wild, and stalks tied up from overgrown, and two with ready jars for pudding. But nothing turned red in time, or swelled as was expected. What a piddling August take there was, the drooping nibs or oozing spots. Only ants came rushing in. How foolish our first grinning was in leafy June, that ended on such shriveled pips and fallen offs. All of this has been a lesson peek at forward harms, the warning times in giddy.
Here's a poem that appears in Ajar. It's really an invitation to join the celebration of the day. It's titled Age's Ears. Oh, my friends, of all we may, this wonder seems so colors wishing I-ward. And oh, my friends, as if we could, to ever blessed such sounds of where to win, of seedling dreams, we and grateful. My friends, and oh, as if we surely must, amazement here and living in with what may be with vast to do. This now, my friends, and why, and oh, and how, such apple sacks that give us. These ages' ears are, oh, in telling others of this where and more, these listening bounds for fulling. This next poem appears in my most recent collection, Ajar. It's about the closing days of summer. It's titled Ripened Brooms. To search for home, this pollened ground, where wide as shoulders or days become, and golden rose the gold that's found, this ponded sheen and home within, with doors that hover, to come meadowed towards luster's swill, or autumn's climb, or cherished brooms, their tousled lift from ripened this and all around. To be slant alive towards where and roam, how yellow dust is wings their years, and welcomes such these grasses sounds, this much to more. Of all that's found, what lasts beyond these blowing birds, the seeds of home?
And here is another early poem from Hiram. It first appeared in The Wild Word, and it is featured in Hiram's second collection, More Than Anything. It's entitled Golly. I don't know about you, but when a leafy branch comes in the window, I love it beyond common sense. In fact, I love anything that's where it's not supposed to be, and all the air around it. And what I live for more and more are the things that shouldn't happen. My best friend is the uh-oh sound everyone makes when a glass breaks, and my hero is whispers. One of these days, what I hope to notice before anything else, even before eyes, is shoulders, because just like hills, they make me guess at what I'll never know. The following poem is from Hiram's More Than Anything collection. It is entitled, Well. You want angry? I'll give you angry. I'll get you hair burning, mice squealing, toe broken angry. I'll throw it off the roof angry. Smack the moon till it's blue angry. I'll spit words out like a rabid fox and jab angry in the eyes. Yes, indeed, I'll make angry angry. You just watch. 20 years from now, they'll still be hollering up and down about my country called Angry and how I discovered it in my boat called Pissed Off, flying its flag with a finger up the middle. Baby, if you want jolly holly, then keep wiping till you find it. But if you want angry, I'll be right here, looking like a fist and sweet as bloody nose pie.
Yes, indeed. There's a role for anger in poetry. So thanks, TA, for reading that poem about some of my frustrations and anger. I'll read this next poem with a deep and loving respect in another voice. It first appeared in Vox Poetica and then in Mud Ajar. It's titled Smart Dumb. She was born inside out, the size of a heavy orange. And the story goes that she was wobbly from the very start. even as a little girl, she was so smart and so damn dumb together. That's the way sometimes. Well, wouldn't you know it? Dad solved the problem. The full story isn't important, but what is that at about 19 or so, she fell jaw-drop in love with someone who just wouldn't, couldn't, and didn't. Someone like too close to a fire. Yes, with those kind of eyes. And the thing was, there was no warning her at all, not any. And oh my goodness, the rumors were rich enough to live on. But here's the thing, really. She ended up like a tree toppled over with all the roots up in the air. Hers was a big sideways life that just never really got started. And of course, she's gone now, but is wholly famous. That's what starting out with too many wants will do in an all or nothing sort of way. So, the lingering question is this: is it truly best to leave nature alone, or to invite it in for a chat over dinner?
This early poem first appeared in the Wisconsin River Valley Journal, and then in Hiram's first collection, Part of. It's entitled Boat. You see, I don't care if his hair is combed bad. He is my son. I love every shoestring of him, every bit that he thinks he knows. 15 years. I don't care what he becomes, because he'll become something. Look at him. He'll become more than those red ears or grinning legs. He'll become even more important than midnight. More and more, I hold him by his shoulder less and less. And when I do, it's as if he can't be here forever. I think I'll get him a boat to carry and watch him like the minute that just went by. In the long run, nothing I do will matter. I know that. But look at him, especially when he's reaching for something. There must be a whole other world out there somewhere that's missing him.
This last poem centers on my feeble attempt to reckon with history and with aging. It first appeared in Lamech 6 and then in my collection Undone. It's titled Custard. From this far away, the Civil War and Revolutionary War seem like custard to me. That's not to minimize their horrors, but it is to say that I have learned to accept my aging face as well as all the sweets that come like ghostings. It's to say that I've been like muskets along the way and feel like ambushed sparks. I've also bandaged ooze and piped whistles, and even now I listen hard to whatever great-grandfathers growl from bed whenever they want to. I've held West Virginia close as any maiden aunt would. And I've tasted puddings and seen storms in cornfields. Nothing else surrounds my years as such knowing does. Nothing else silhouettes my insides as candles can. And surely nothing will ever race down my ravines, cap in hand, like these chills do now. Thanks for viewing and listening to this program. It was a real treat of a glowing gold kind to work with T.A. Niles and Cliff Bernier as we presented a few of my poems from over the years. So here's information if you want to be in touch. And in the meantime, and most of all, here's to poetry.